So everyone's talking quite a good game at the moment about wanting to know where their meat comes from, but we'll see what the response is when they're like sitting down eating, and all that's really separating them from the carcasses is a piece of glass, you know. So yeah, you can sort of show people the different cuts. A lot of people might come in and want something that they're like very familiar with, but then we'll sort of be able to talk them into something that they haven't tried before, and sort of like hold their hand through the process, which is quite cool.
But how did you get into wanting to open up a butchery?
I definitely stumbled into it. I mean, I studied advertising, so I was in advertising, but I just sort of had enough of it and I wanted to get into food, so I started food writing. Got a very cool contract as like a trend forecaster.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, like when you're working with those big retailers, you realize that terms like free range and organic are quite loose in this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
So by that stage, I'd sort of made the decision that I only wanted to eat meat if I knew where it was coming from. And it was just pretty shocking that like no one could really tell me, chefs and retailers and yeah, no one. So the idea was sort of just born out of frustration because I just couldn't find anyone with any kind of ethics who could tell me where the meat was coming from. And it took us about 2 years to find literally like 3 suppliers. And that was kind of the hardest part. You know, they're not, farmers by definition are not great marketers. So yeah, we kind of play that role, connecting people to the farm, which is pretty cool. There's so many corners that can be cut, and these are the guys who aren't doing any of it, you know. So I'd say between the farmers and the chefs who actually care and take extra steps and don't cut corners like the majority of people, yeah, that's probably the coolest part, eh? Every time I come here, I try and talk her out of blow drying my hair, but
He's lying.